Why sheep shearing? 1. Prevent the breeding of parasites. 2. The wool of normal sheep will keep growing. If the wool is not sheared for a long time, the excessive weight of the wool will restrict the movement of the sheep and affect their growth. 3. Prevent the sheep's wool from being too long, which will affect the heat dissipation of sheep, and thus affect their growth. What should be paid attention to when sheep shearing? First, sheep should be fasted for 12 to 24 hours to avoid fecal contamination of wool. Second, we should choose a sunny day with no wind or little wind when shearing to avoid the sheep catching a cold. Third, sheep wet in the rain should be sheared after the wool has dried. Wet wool is more difficult to shear, and the sheared wool is not easy to keep. Fourth, don't shear sheep without a full moon or when they're still breastfeeding. Fifth, sheep that have undergone long-distance transportation or sick sheep should not be sheared temporarily, so as to avoid stress aggravating the disease. 6. We need to feed the newly sheared sheep in small amounts, because the sheep have fasted for more than 10 hours before shearing. If fed in large quantities, it is easy to cause gastrointestinal diseases. 7th, the shearing action should be fast and the sheep turning action should be light, so as to avoid the loss caused by rumen inflation and intestinal volvulus. 8th, as far as possible to avoid cutting the skin. Once cut, disinfect, apply medicine or surgical suture in time to avoid maggots and festering.